Hello and welcome to another Miss B's tutorial. Today we're going to look at completing a group frequency table from a histogram. You should have already looked at drawing a histogram. From the drawing a histogram tutorial, you should know that frequency density is equal to frequency divided by the class width. Now we're going to use this whole formula to be able to find out the formula for finding the frequency. If we use our rules of solving equations, we know this line stands for divide, and we want frequency to be by itself. The opposite to divide is times, so what we're going to do is get rid of this class width on the bottom, and we're going to times through by the class width. And that will get us our formula for finding the frequency. So if you see here, we've now got our formula for frequency. Frequency density times the class width will get us the frequency. Now I'm just going to rewrite this to make it easier and in the form that we're normally seeing. We've got down the bottom here, frequency equals frequency density times class width. So you're doing the reverse from finding the frequency density. Instead of dividing, you're timesing. This is a really important formula for today's lesson. So for this I've kept the formula at the top, however you will need to make a note of this for later on. Now we're going to look at this in the table first before we move back to actually being able to work from a graph to a table. Now we've been given our frequency density and we've got our groups. The first thing, that's the easiest thing to find out, will be our class width. So that's the range from 5 to nothing, or how do you get from 0 to 5? The difference between. So our first class width is 5, second class width 5 to 10 is 5, third 10 to 20 is 10, and fourth 20 to 40 is 20. Now, to be able to find the frequency, we do the frequency density times the class width. So for the first one, we're going to do 1.4 times 5, which is equal to 7. For the next one, we're going to do 2.6 times 5. That is the frequency density times the class width. And 2.6 times 5 is equal to 13. And I'm just going to change colour pen because I think it's getting a bit muddled. The next one, we're going to do 2.3 times 10, which is 23. And finally, for the last one, we're going to do 0.8 times 20, which is equal to 16. So given a table with the class widths and the frequency density, you can now find the frequency. But what happens if we've got a question like this, where we're given one group in our table, we're given a graph, and that's everything that we're given? Well, the first thing I would do is go down and put our groups in. Let's give us a starting point. So this is the gym per month and how many hours people spend in it. Well, some people spend between 0 and 10. Some people spend between 10 and 25. So that's our next group. And that is between 10 and 25 hours. The next one is between 25 and 30. And finally, the last one is between 30 and 40. So as you can see, I've made all my group categories up. Next, we can complete our class widths using these categories. So the first one, between 0 and 10, is equal to 10, that's my class width. My second one, between 10 and 25, is 15. Third one, between 25 and 30, is 5. And the last one, between 30 and 40, is 10. So you should now have been able to complete your class widths. So we are now going to be able to look at putting our frequency densities in, because that's just a case of reading from the graph. So the first one, the first bar, goes from 0 to 10, and it goes up to 3.8. Now the next one goes from 10 to 25 and it goes up to 1.6. The green one goes from 25 to 30 and it goes up to 2.4. And the last one, the blue bar, goes from 30 to 40 and it goes up to 0.4. We are now going to use the formula of frequency equals the frequency density times the class width. So, to find the frequency of the pink bar, we're basically just going to find the area of it. So the class width times the frequency density. So 10 times by 3.8. That gives us the answer of 38. Next, for the orange one, we're going to find the area of this one. So that's 10 to 25, which is 15. So we're going to do 15 times 1.6. And that gets us the answer of 24. For the next one, the green bar, we're going to do 5 times by 2.4. And that will get us the answer of 12. And the last one we're going to do 10 times by 0.4. And that will get us the answer of 4. Okay, on the next slide I'm going to put this so it's typed up so you can see it a bit clearer. And here you have the completed answer. Pause the screen if you want to have a look and see how we got this. Now just remember, to find the frequency, it's basically the area of each bar. So the class width times by the frequency density. Length times width. The same as in the drawing a histogram, below there are PDFs which you can print out. I'd like you to print out the PDF for this question, have a go at completing it. Pause the screen if you want to do it from the screen just on your paper. And the answers. Pause the screen if you want to look at this at the screen, otherwise there is an answers PDF underneath this file. A slightly harder question now, question 2. Pause the screen if you'd like to complete this question from the screen. If not, print them out and have a go. And the answers. And here are the completed answers to question 2. Hope you found this tutorial useful. Next you'll need to look at interpreting histograms. This is a higher level topic.